Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Green Pill Podcast. I'm your host, Jeffrey, with my co-host, Kat. Today, we're going to be talking about cleanliness. Some people say cleanliness is close to, but we're not going in that direction. We're going to go in a different direction. We're going to talk a little bit about how being clean is a bit of showing that you take pride in yourself and conveying that you are confident. Confidence is, of course, its own topic, but having a little confidence shows that you care about yourself and shows that you're grooming. I will say that cleanliness isn't just making sure you take a shower, but please do. Making sure you don't smell, though. And all of those things are important. But also, if you have hair, you want to probably make it combed. If you have a beard, I comb my beard because, again, I want it kempt. I don't want a messy beard. Now, that is a style that some people have, messy beards, but I'm just saying, looking your best, your snazziest is the best way to make an impression. And that includes how you smell, because being clean and having a nice, clean smell, a clean scent, is the best way to make friends and make potential romantic connections. It is the number one thing that I often hear young women complaining about for young men, that a guy isn't clean enough. And so taking that little effort of showering and getting yourself cleaned up.
Teeth, brush your teeth, guys.
Yes.
It's a big thing. And I don't know why, like I've come across so many women who talk about, oh yeah, he was cute, but for some reason he just didn't brush his teeth enough. And what the hell? It's weird. And yeah, I'm one of those, I have this sense of smell of a pregnant woman. It's like a superpower. It's horrible. And if you're like, if you had onions this week, I'll smell them on you. It's terrible. And I mean, fortunately, anyone who is in my world just knows and doesn't take it personally when I'm like, hey, want a piece of gum? Just because these are things that happen and I know I'm freakish that way. But yeah, and I'll tell you something else. Being clean just makes you feel better about, it's not just good for other people, it's good for you. And since the pandemic, there's there's pandemic dressed, because the uniform changed, especially, I mean, I don't, for guys, but the uniform for women when became pajama pants and tank tops with sports bras.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we lived in. If it since the pandemic, if we put on a real bra as opposed to a sports bra, it was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
yay.
Yeah. And it was a nice time. We could get away with these things, but now a little bit getting out into the world, understanding who's around you and presenting yourself in a reasonable way. But yes, you're absolutely right. Now, I will say personally, I will admit I probably don't brush them enough, but I have a 4-step program when I do, which is floss, brush, scrape my tongue, and mouthwash. Because again, your teeth should be clean, don't have things in your teeth, and your breath should be somewhat fresh. You don't have to go to these extremes that I do, but at least all we're asking is please just brush.
Also, going to the dentist sucks.
Mm.
So, if you just take care of your teeth and your mouth, you will spend less time at the dentist. So everybody wins. But yeah, the whole breath thing and the smelling thing, it's one of the things that I'm grateful to the pandemic for, is that masks are now an accepted part of polite society, because I can't even tell you how many times I've gone to, say, the theater or whatever, and the entire experience has been completely ruined because the person next to me either did not believe in deodorant, or the flip side of that is
Mm.
some woman or men, in fact, who, yes, you have a lovely cologne. Did you need to marinate in it? Cologne
Exactly.
is great. I'm sorry. less is more, guys.
Mhm.
Please, less is more when it comes to the scents. They can smell it. Everyone can smell it. Don't bathe in it. It's horrible. It will give the people around you migraines. It just don't. I I I love the musical Ragtime, but forever I will associate it with having to sit with my scrunchie in my face, breathing my scrunchie as a filter because the woman sitting next to me had drowned in her perfume and it was giving
Absolutely.
me a headache. It was
Absolutely.
terrible.
Be mindful, folks. I mean, perfume is not meant to be the alternate scent. It is meant to complement you. Cologne is meant to complement you. It is not meant to overpower what you are. It is meant to complement what you are as a subtle. It is a whisper, not a yell. And that's the thing. And it's no solution for bathing. Bathing is its own. It is making you clean. Don't waste that bathing with overpowering scent. It's just not good for anyone who has a sensitivity to such scents. And I certainly will get a nip in my nose when I smell those things. And as Kat has just said, she will too. It's just common courtesy
It's
because,
such a turn off. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, and let me toss this out there also for the nerd contingent, which Jeffrey and I are both. When you go to say New York Comic Con or whatever, first of all, deodorant. Second of all, wash your costumes. Oh my God. You go to the con and by Saturday, it is ripe. What
right.
the hell? Get your costumes dry cleaned or whatever. Spray them with vodka. That's what, that's what you do to make them smell, not smell when it's something that can't be washed. Do something, but please, because otherwise we all have our friends that we don't really see a lot except at the things. I want to hug you, but
Mhm.
come on. It's
Absolutely.
it's terrible. There's a friend that we saw at New York Comic Con, and I gave him a hug, and then when I walked away, I was like, "Oh my God, is it lingering? Is it on me now? It was that bad."
right. Absolutely. And that just goes to a more general topic of making sure you're wearing clean clothes. You will feel better, as we've said, being clean, but you'll also feel better in a fresh pair of clothes, a fresh pair of underwear, fresh pair of trousers. It just feels better. It doesn't trap all the things in your with between you and your body. It makes you feel refreshed. And the same thing goes for cosplays. I mean, I have a lot of cosplays that are just general commercial off the shelf type garments and they just wash fine and I'll throw them in the washer and Bob's your uncle. I have nice clean clothes again and that's all we're asking. Make sure you wash them every so often. Do
It's
be mindful though. Do be mindful that some items will have tags that will explain that they must be dry cleaned or whatever. Be mindful of that. Don't be frivolous with your cleaning of clothes, but you can find a good dry cleaner every so often to get it cleaned. And there are other things that you can do to at least mitigate the odors that would come with an oft used piece of cosplay.
is terrible. It really, and also, even if you're just spending the day in bed, I find, at least for me, that if you know that you're just spending the day hanging out and loafing, get up, take a shower, put on a fresh pair of PJs or a fresh lounging outfit, and then get back in the bed. Also, change the sheets. Change the sheets from time to time. You'll
Sheets need
just
washing. Yes,
you'll feel so much better about life. Truly.
absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
it's a whole other topic, but I feel like this is why they should still teach home ec and teach it
Right.
to everyone, not just girls.
Yes.
They should teach shop and home ec and teach it across the board
And I am
because
fastidious about my washing of clothes and all that because you need to. Boys, you need to do that too. Get used to it. It's a great skill to have. and having nice, warm, clean sheets in the bed when you go to bed. Ooh, the warm sheets, they're the beautiful things. And this has been the cleanliness episode of the Green Pill Podcast. And stay clean, my friends. Stay clean.